Sagittarius, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and Sagittarius, this is going to be a end of May reading for you. I want to look at your energy going into June, so it'll be my last reading that I have for you until we hit my June 1st reading. So Sagittarius, I'm going to start off by looking at what situation, issue you're dealing with right now. Could be a pattern coming up for you. It could be, you know, some emotions that you're dealing with, that you're stuck with right now, a decision you have to make. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what is impacting, what's having a huge impact on the situation you're sitting in. And it's going to be something that's coming up from your shadow that's needed for healing. And so we're going to be doing a bit of shadow work. If you are unfamiliar with those two terms, shadow or shadow work, I've left a really good video that I made on my other channel called Carol Cares. And the video is called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it really is a video about facing your shadow, and it's something that I put together, you know, based on my own experience that I've done, you know, with my own healing and in, you know, my 7-year journey of intensive healing that I'm still on, of healing my own trauma. And so I think you'll find that very helpful, and it's in the description box if I haven't said that already. I think I'll also link it for you in the comments section. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what guidance does the tarot have for you in regards to healing this this, you know, issue that you're sitting with, and healing what's coming up from your shadow. So let's begin. I'm going to begin with the Tarot of the Abyss by Tourian, and then I'm going to clarify that with 2 to 3 cards from the Rider-Waite deck. So let's begin by asking Tarot, what situation is Sagittarius dealing with right now? What are they sitting with? Can I have 1 card, please? Wow! Now I did get 2, so I will take the 2. You have 7 of Pentacles. Luckily the other one didn't come flying out. And the 8 of Wands. I like the 8 of Wands card in this deck. And now, can you tell me what's coming up from the shadow that really is having an impact on this situation right here? Oh, you have the Fool card. Fool card in your shadow as a first card. And finally, what guidance does the tarot have for you? What guidance does the tarot have for Sagittarius? The 4 of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so let's take the Rider-Waite deck, and we're going to ask Tarot to clarify the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands right behind it. All right, so can you tell me more about the 7 of Pentacles and 8 of Wands, please? All right, so you got the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Cups in reverse, and the 4 of Wands in reverse. The Fool card, please. Clarification for the Fool. Caught that one. The 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords, and that kind of came in reverse, I think. More clarification for the Fool. the Five of Pentacles. And one more card, please. Four of Pentacles. The clarification for the Four of Pentacles here is coming up twice. All right, interesting. Clarification for this Four of Pentacles in reverse. The Emperor card in reverse. The Eight of Swords. And the Four of Wands in reverse. All right, so let's begin with the Seven of Pentacles here and the Eight of Wands that wanted to come out for this situation that you're sitting in right now. Seven of Pentacles speaks about this this woman here. She's been working here for a while. You can just tell she's put a lot of commitment, a lot of time into baking what looks like, you know, these loaves of bread with this pentacle insignia on top. And it's just something she's always done. And she's never really questioned it. Even though, like, she's tired and she's kind of sometimes gets fed up with the situation. And, you know, just sometimes looks out. She's looking out here. She's staring out this window. Can't see the window, but there's a window there. And she's looking out and she's like, you know, is there something else out there for me? Is there something else I was supposed to be doing with my life? Or was I meant to be this pentacle baker all my life? And so just starting to question, you know, there's something else out there. Because right behind it is the Eight of Wands. And look at these geese here. Maybe she sees these geese out the window. These geese are going, I love geese when I see them. To me, sometimes when I see them, they represent like my life kind of going in a different direction, or I'm taking a different direction. These geese know exactly where they're going. And so you have them here in this V formation heading towards somewhere, heading towards a direction. They know where they're going. They're flying south, warmer weather, leaving the cold behind them. And so I think there's this on your part, you're sitting in a situation where you've kind of maybe done this job all your life, spent many hours on this job, and you're at a point where you're wondering, you know, did I spend too much time on this job, or was I supposed to do that job? There's just so much more. What else? You're feeling like there's something else you want to do. You're wanting to do something different. And it could be a situation where you're wanting to leave the job that you've been doing for so long. And you're just kind of going, but I've done this all my life. What else could I do? But you're feeling like you're wanting to go in this different direction. And it's quite strong because it's the Eight of Wands. So it's very much like you're ready. You're very ready. And then what I'm seeing here is, but you've had all these are belief systems. This is the Ten of Wands. This is the last card in the pip cards of the swords. So it goes from 1 to 10. And then these are all belief systems that we've picked up all through our life about ourselves. All these things we believe about ourselves. They've done you in. Like they really have kind of, you know, you're like, I'm done. So what is it that you've been telling yourself about all your life, about this job you've done, and maybe you wanted to do something else? What are these, what's coming in your mind right now of, you know, is it things like, are you crazy? You can't leave this job. You can't do this. You're not allowed to do this. What are these things you're telling yourself? Because this is a lot of mind spinning that's going on in regards to you wanting to do something different for yourself. But look at this that's coming in. I mean, it's really taken a hold of you. This spinning is too much. You know, it's really done you in. And then you have all these emotions going on. Right here's this fully range of emotions. We find the emotions are sitting in the cups. And there's all so many emotions in there. There's shame, there's fear, there's guilt, there's joy, there's all of them. We're all meant to feel all of them. And emotions are meant to come in, and we feel them, and we heal them when we feel them, and then they're released. They come in, they flow in, and they flow out. We're supposed to feel that whole range of emotions, but it's in reverse here. And so there really is, like, because you're so much in your head, your emotions in regard to this situation are just blocked. And when you are in your head, you are controlled by your ego self. And the ego self is petrified, absolutely petrified of emotions. So there's not one part of you that wants to get in your body and feel what's going on here in regards to you wanting to take your life in this direction. Like, I can tell that you're being torn in so many different directions, and you're just not even in touch with below your head. You're not even in your body. You're not grounded. You're not feeling any of this because it's just way too overwhelming for you, and you have no idea what direction to go in. You're quite paralyzed, actually. This is you. You're quite paralyzed. You're quite done. And you're frozen. And that's what happens when all these emotions are coming in, and we just kind of go, and we're up in our head. And then the next card that comes in is a number 4. And like I said, the wands in upright position, the number 4 card is these two individuals here. It's a real victory card, because you have this victory wreath here that are holding these 4 wands here in place. It's a real stable, number 4 is a stable card. And, you know, it's about these individuals that have left this walled city behind them. They finally walked away. There's something that they wanted to do. They've had, like, card number 2 wands and 3 wands talks about getting this nudge, planning out what you want to do. You know, you're ready to do it, and then you finally take that step. Small step, but you finally take it. You finally walk away from that walled city that you felt trapped in. But that's in reverse. And so there's a real resistance on your part to taking this step that you want to take for yourself. The Fool card. So what is it that's impacting this? You're wanting to go, but you're just stuck in place, feeling very trapped in that walled city. The Fool card comes out, and the Fool card is all about, you know, it only comes up when it needs to. It only comes up when the universe almost wants to push you off that cliff and say, it's go for it. Go for it. It's time to go for it. And so definitely time to go for it. But there's something behind that sitting in your shadow that's preventing you from going for it, from taking that step. So what is preventing you from actually trusting in the universe? Trusting in the universe. And I'm going to say the word trust. Trusting in the universe that this is going to be okay. You're not feeling like this is going to be okay. You're holding on to that job that you might want to leave. You're holding on to that thing of, well, I've been doing this all my life, and I'm going to change now. Or, you know, whatever it is that you've been doing all your life, or you're thinking of doing something else, and it's just like, but I've been in this situation all my life. How can I change it now? And the universe, you know, is so wanting you to take that jump and trust. But there's something here that is preventing you from jumping, from trusting, taking that leap of faith. And this shows up here. I think this talks about, this is a card of, now I remember when I dealt this card, I wasn't sure whether it was an upright or reversed, and I said, oh, it's in reversed. This is the card, this is the Six of Swords card. And again, here are these belief systems we have about ourselves that we've been told. And, you know, you're quite up in your head right here, I see. I think there's a lot of fear. I think there's a lot of fear. I'm feeling there's a lot of fear around this thing that you want to do for yourself. This is looks like a woman and child here, and this gondolier, I call him the gondolier man, he's taking these two to calmer waters. They're very rough, the waters over here. And remember that water is all about our emotions. So the waters here are quite rough. So I can see that your emotions are very rough. And maybe when you were younger too, there was a lot of emotions. You had a lot of emotions that were, maybe you weren't allowed to express them. And I'll say that in a minute, I'll explain why. And then you have this water over here that's a lot smoother. So he's taking these individuals into smoother waters, and I'm going to say safer waters. When I see this card, it's like he's taking them to safety. And so I'm feeling here that when you were younger, you didn't have a lot of safety around you, and maybe there was incidents that caused you to fear. So because I'm saying that I'm feeling like there's a lot of fear here, very much afraid to jump, because there are incidents when you're younger, maybe an incident when you're younger where you didn't feel safe. So you might have been a really cautious person, you know, those kind of kids that are really scared to do anything, and you may not have felt, you know, you might not have had people around you that would have helped you or validated you or supported you with the fear that you felt. And so you could have been a very, like I said, a cautious person, didn't take a lot of risks, because you knew that in the environment you were in, it wasn't safe to take risks. And so now this is coming up for you where you're being asked to take a big risk here in your adult life. And all this fear that you felt as a child about taking risks in your life is coming up. And you're still thinking that it's about this decision you have to make. But really what it is, it's about when you were a child, and this risk, this situation right here is triggering all this fear that you had as a young child when you didn't feel safe. And that's what's coming up for you to heal. Because, you know, there's this card here. I know that you were very much afraid. This Five of Pentacles card speaks about these two individuals. And the Pentacle is all about the body. The Pentacle is all about our self-worth. And these two individuals are walking gladly dressed. They're not dressed for the weather. They need to go inside. They need to go and ask for help. Maybe there's some extra boots inside for them. Maybe a coat, hat, you know, mittens, something, gloves, something to help them. But they don't feel worthy enough to go inside. And so this card speaks about, you know, this fear that you have. And it's bringing up not only this fear, but bringing up this unworthiness. And so you're very much sitting in a place, and that's why you're frozen on the spot here. This is why you're frozen on the spot here, because you have this child, this younger child of you inside of you, that's full of fear, that's really afraid to ask for help, and really feeling unworthy, you know, full of this shame and can't ask for help and really scared. And the next card is this Four of Pentacles. This is this individual, again, about the body, right? Look at his body. He's covering his heart. He's covering his head, and maybe the third eye here, or the heart chakra, the third eye, and his feet. These are major energy spots on his body. Very much attached, very much holding on. You know, picture a young child who's just attached. attached to things because he's so scared, because there's no support system for this child. He doesn't feel safe. And so all of this that's happening with you right now, that the situation you're sitting in, this fear to go in this new direction, and you've kind of been stuck doing this, maybe a job, like I said, or this situation all your life, and you finally are feeling like, I want to move forward. I'm ready to move forward. And all of this is coming up from your childhood. All of it. All this fear, all this shame, all of these emotions are coming up. We talked about the 10 of Cups here, about, being able to feel all these emotions, but there's so many emotions that are coming up in your system right now that you're just not able to feel them, And so what guidance does the tarot have for you? The Four of Pentacles is, again, it says, well, here you are of this young child feeling very much attached, very much holding on to, wanting security, needing security, and the universe wants to turn that around for you. The universe wants you to feel secure in your decision. You need to feel secure in your decision in order to do this, because if you were to do it and just rush into it, it wouldn't be the right decision. But there is probably a lot of resistance here on your part to doing this, but the universe wants to turn that scared child in you around. And the Emperor comes up here in reverse, and let's look at this Mr. Emperor, I call him. Look at him in his chair. He's been there for a long time. He's old. His chair is old. He's so old, everything's turning to cement. He's probably going to turn to cement soon. And there's these mountains behind him. He rules the society behind him. He makes the laws, and he sits there very confident on his chair because he knows that he's made these rules of society and these imaginary rules of society, and he knows that people are just going to follow them. They just do. This is in reverse here. And this is a major arcane, a universal force that's coming up for you. And it's in reverse here because there needs to be a part of you. You haven't looked at this. There's a real resistance to looking at this, but there needs to be a part of you that starts to question, really starts to question these imaginary rules that you have been following all your life. Like, why can't you do this? Why aren't you allowed to do this for yourself that you want to do? Who has told you that you're not allowed to? What imaginary rules of society are you still following that tell you that you're not allowed to do this? There's these rules that you are following. There's something that's preventing you, you're up in your head, and it's preventing you from walking away from this walled city that you think you're trapped in. Well, that's the society's rules that you're trapped in. You continue to live by those imaginary rules that Mr. Emperor has created for you maybe years ago when you were a child, and you continue to live by them. And now it's time to start to question it. The universe says, is that what you really believe? That's what you were told. But what do you believe? Right? Think of all the people that do things because they just think they're not allowed to. Who said? You get to do whatever you want. Whatever the frick you want, you get to do it. You're free to do it. You just got to go beyond those walls. You're free. I didn't see this next card. This is the 8 of Swords. This is the person that believes they're all tied up and they can't get free. She can get free. She can walk away. She has nothing on her feet. She's very blindfolded. Look at all these swords behind her. She has put up all these walls, these boundaries. Again, these are the belief systems. All of these belief systems here, they are keeping her hostage. They're planted in the ground. They're keeping her hostage. You're not allowed to do this. Oh no, what will people think of you? Oh, you're stupid. Oh no, all these belief systems here that society, Mr. Emperor here, has put in place for you. They're not your belief systems. They're someone else's belief systems. They're not yours. They're imaginary. And yet you're continuing to believe that I can't get free. I can't do this. I'm not allowed to do this. You shouldn't do that. It's time to examine it. You can walk away, but you have this blindfold on. You can't even see. You can't even see that you can walk away. Look at these puddles on the ground here. And they're stagnant. It's not flowing water. Your emotions aren't flowing. We already did establish that your emotions aren't flowing with this 10 of Cups upside down here. And there's so many emotions here that you need to feel that are blocking you because you're not in your body. You're still up in your head believing all these things that Mr. Emperor told you. And the last card that comes here, and it's in reverse, because it really needs to happen here. And it's time. Because it's time to examine some of these belief systems. Here are the swords again. It's time to take a rest from your head. From all that spinning that's going on in your head. You need to get still. This is a rest card. You need to go inwards. And you need to get back in your body and start to feel some of this fear that you're feeling about doing this. Feel some of the shame that you're feeling. And then once you work through those emotions that you're feeling around this new move that you want to do for yourself, you're going to be able to do it. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to do it. All of this stuff that's blocking you, it's all in your head. But you got to go back in your body and feel all those emotions. And this is what this card is saying for you to do. Amazing reading for you, Sagittarius. You have some work to do. I'm going to give you a video on grounding. That's going to teach you how to get back into your body. The other thing I really need to give you here is the fear, because you got the Fool here, and you're not willing to take a deep dive, because that tells me that there's a lot of fear. When the Fool won't take that deep dive, it's a lot of fear. And so that fear card is, the fear video, I think it's a series on fear. It's actually very good, because in one of the videos I teach you how to literally get the fear that you have in your system. It's like the anxiety that you have sitting in your system out of your body. And I teach you how to shake your body and shake your legs. And that's what I do. I have restless leg syndrome. And at night when I have that restless legs, well, it's like I know what to do. And so I'll give you, like I said, I'll give you a video on grounding yourself and then getting in touch with that fear. And I think, I have some videos on shame too that you might want to look at. And that's from my other channel, like I said, called Carol Cares. And you'll be amazed at once you start feeling some of those emotions and getting in touch with those belief systems you have and what's blocking you. It really is going to help you take your life into that direction that these geese are going into and they want you to go into. So have compassion for yourself, Sagittarius, for what you're working through. This is tough work. It's not easy, this journey, but it's the most important journey of your life. So take care, and I'll see you in June. Bye-bye.